communion. The poem focuses on the image that Europeans have given to blacks and which they have accepted without any question. The poem suggests that when there is loyalty between men, the women will be submissive and the child will receive love from his father. When men become too loyal to man, the speaker's hand wants to touch a new day or a beginning. His memory will be blunt for him to think of any crime to hurt his brother. The poet suggests that the black man's loyalty should lie much to another black man than to external forces. The Europeans brainwash other Africans and turn them against their own brothers. This statement is a mark of solidarity among blacks that will lead them to emancipation against the evil forces of imperialism and domination. The speaker remembers the love of Christ shown during the Last Supper and the fraternity of the cup of wine that he shared with his disciples. This is the love that Jesus had brought from the blessed womb, which had pushed him to purchase his life for mankind on the cross. This part of the poem ushers Western teachings of Christianity, which was used as a tool by the colonial masters to subjugate the Africans. Remember that religion was also a tool of colonization to soften the minds of Africans through the teachings of obedience and a better life after death. The speaker makes a mockery of such teachings in order to liberate his mind from such thoughts of Western enslavement. It should be noted that Christianity brought a lot of confusion among Africans, thereby weakening their bond of solidarity to fight on a united front. The speaker regrets that it is difficult to live as a man because of suffering. The suffering has been caused by colonial subjugation, which had stripped the black man of all human dignity. The focus here is on the loss of self-worth and dignity. The poem also signals the injuries that the blacks have suffered in the hands of the white man. Life is characterized by hardship and suffering. The whip symbolizes black exploitation and racial discrimination over many years through forced labor. But now the speaker uses his tongue to castigate these injustices and speak against imperialism. The poem focuses on the necessity of love to unite black men in general so that they can attain self-realization to combat racism. The poem focuses on fraternity and love as taught to us by Christ. Men must be loyal to one another and God. When our hearts are filled with love, we will hardly think of committing any action which will hurt our neighbors. Although life is very difficult, the speaker has decided to transform his tongue to a balm that heals rather than that hurts. In effect, the speaker calls that whatever comes from our mouth should be words that unite, rather than words that divide or bring and preach hatred among mankind. The poem is also the injustice that black people have been subjected to for many centuries. He believes that black people should be loyal to one another than to the white man. The indignities that blacks have suffered from for centuries has robbed them of their human dignity and pride. Blacks have been subjected to the slum life and the whip, causing them great agony and misery. The speaker wants to use his tongue to crack the hegemony of colonization. Although the speaker had been naive, he comes to self-realization that loyalty between blacks is a weapon for black emancipation. The poet has found a voice, and he will use it to crack the evil that is inherent in the colonial mentality.